Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live stream. I'm sorry, I got a little behind today. I'm going to we're going to go live on Amazon today. If you are interested in any of the things that are featured here that I share, make sure to tune in over there because it's easier to find the items. Plus, there's a ton of cool tarot cards that are coming out this year that are really, really awesome. So let's get started today. I need to also type in my welcome wagon. Anyway, if you are watching live over on Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, make sure to comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Hello and welcome to Dark Side of the Library. So like I said, we are going to talk about tarot cards, oracle decks today. Some of these things I've had for quite some time. Oh no. And I'm really excited to share them with you. And maybe there's going to be a tarot card or a tarot deck or an oracle deck that you really enjoy. First and foremost, before we get started, I just wanted to mention that I have a bunch of tech stuff in the very beginning of the carousel. So I have my Elgato face cam. We have my Blue Yeti mic, which is featured first. That's actually 22% off today. So $101 around there. I also need to change my settings on my phone real fast. Sorry. And then let's see. We have the Elgato face cam like I was talking about. Let me get back to it and highlight it. That's $129. And I've said this before on previous live streams. If you are interested in live streaming videos, that sort of thing, it's a lot easier to find some cool tech stuff more on like Black Friday, at least with the Elgato face cam and that sort of thing. But you can live stream without it. Okay, so I wanted to feature a few cool oracle decks. That's why you're here. So let's get started today. I'm super excited because I haven't looked at the Seasons of the Witch oracle cards in quite some time. So Beltane will be soon. I think it's the end of April. If I can't remember anything. Anyway, so we'll start with Beltane, Seasons of the Witch oracle deck. They're trying to fulfill, or they're trying to create, and I think they're almost finished with the whole series of different holidays, the Wheel of the Year. So Beltane, I think, was like the third one released. It's really cool. You can see it's gold. That's a lot of the color themes. Every Seasons of the Witch oracle deck has a color theme and just general vibe to it. So you'll see the sides, they're gold and shimmery, beautiful tarot cards or oracle cards. And the themes are bees and honey and that sort of thing. So it's a really lively, beautiful deck, especially for springtime. Let me showcase some of the cards. These are beautifully illustrated. I love them. Beltane in particular is a really cool oracle deck with lots of stunning art. So I'm excited to share that with you. There's the Fae. Something you'll notice on the bottom of every single card. So this says Oracle. We have spirits of other worlds tell the tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. So if you want to do like a really long reading, you can just look at the very bottom of the card and just kind of get a vibe or a feel for what the card is trying to tell you. And you can keep drawing cards if you want to, etc. Let me find some other cards here that are appropriate for Amazon Live. Here we have Chant. So very green, very yellow. We have the Rise of the Phoenix from the Ashes. And the Oracle deck does come with a guidebook, which is really cool. So all of the Seasons of the Witch have kind of a similar theme or layout. We have all of these cards here with the full color photo, but in addition to that, all of the cards have a themed or different spreads according to each holiday. So Beltane has one that's like a self-worship spread. We have a goddess spread for finding the right path. But all of the all of the Seasons of the Witch oracle decks have a Beltane cross spread, but the questions that they ask per holiday are going to be a little different. So just to give you an example, and I'll pull up our other one, the Samhain deck, so you can kind of hear and see just some of the differences and why maybe having all of them is really cool. So card one is current energy. Card 2 is sacrifice. What is currently in your way of success? And card 3 is flower crown. What has caused this situation, etc., etc. So this one is the Beltane Seasons of the Witch Oracle. Let me show you the opposing one. We have Samhain. I have 4 Seasons of the Witch cards in my person, but I believe there's now 6, maybe 7 decks that have, I think the 7th one is being released this summertime. So here is the example of like the Samhain deck. It's red, so you can notice that. Here we'll show you the cards, and then I'll share with you some of the questions from like the Beltane Cross for Samhain. It's got a cool red foil on the side. I love that. And here's what the back of the cards look like, which you can see same but different. And here are the questions from the guidebook. So same kind of layout. We have all of our cards towards the back, and then we have our different Samhain spreads. So we have a Spirit Council spread, Reclaiming My Power spread. There's a My Desk is Already a Mess. There is the Interview Your Deck spread. But here's the Beltane Cross spread. If you have been hanging out here for a couple seconds, let me find it real fast. Of course, when I need to find it right away, it's not going to appear for me, of course. No, maybe I was wrong. Maybe not all of them have them. I thought they did. I thought most of them had the Beltane Cross spread. Anyway, this one, I guess, does not. But let me just show you what the cards look like. A lot of people love the Samhain deck in particular just because it's very gothic, very dark. So we have Frog, same kind of thing. We have a little blurb on the very bottom here. So you can keep doing readings if you'd like. So we have Graveyard. Same art style as well. Haunted. Everything kind of is encompassed around a similar style. This one has a lot more, black, gray, white tones, and some color, like very, very, very toned down. We have Healer, All Hallows Eve. So this one's 23% off right now, just so you're aware. And I like them all. I think they're all really great. There's a few of these, and I'm going to put this one away. A few of these that surprised me. So the next one I'm going to show is my favorite Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck, which is the Mabon deck. And I have to admit, some of it is because I love the color orange. So they did a really good job by making that the prime color. I have to put these away, so bear with me as I try to make sure these are nicely put away. So the Mabon deck is also really cottagecore style. And I know that's something that a lot of people really, really love right now, but it's just really cool. It really just represents fall in the world's best ways. It's dark, but has a ton of color, as you can see here. So let's go through this one together. This is what the back of the cards look like. I love the crows. They're very cool. And then on the side, so we have like an orange foil on the side. Super cool. The latest Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck that's coming out, I think it's Llamas. I can't remember, but I believe the color is purple, which is very cool. So I'm excited. Here's the book, and here's what it looks like. Again, full little color photos, description of each card, and then here is a different, spread. This is the Apple of My Eye cross spread. We have a Mabon card spread. Let me find a few more. We have a Molasses spread, Falling Leaves spread. So all of these are representing Mabon and questions you can ask yourself during that holiday season as you go, which is really, really fun. Let me show you the art on the cards. They are some of my favorites. I really like them. Here we have Witch's Rosary. So unlike the Samhain deck, which is very like black, gray, white with some very, very undertoned color, this is just like a bunch of darker toned, dark earth tones with bright, warm colors just kind of popping. Here we have Darkness Falls. So like all of the yellows and reds and oranges, they all just like are a burst of color, but mostly it's a pretty dark color palette. I'm going to show you the Imbolc tarot deck, which has a lot of like blues. It's still kind of dark, but it's got blue, yellow, white, black. It's really cool. That one surprised me a lot. I did not think I would like it as much as I do. We have Coven. Same kind of art style as the other ones. Ooh, this is a cool card. Harvest Moon. Love that creepy butterfly. And then I'll do one more. We have Grieving. Really powerful card. Coming of Darkness. So representative of winter coming. Winter is coming. And then one more. We have Fawn. This one's actually kind of close to what you'll see in the in-bulk deck. So I personally really love the Mabon deck. I think it's really great. Very cottage core, very fall. If you love those vibes, if you like that holiday, I recommend this one personally. It's just really beautiful and really cool. Very earthy. So here is the Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon Oracle deck. And finally, before we'll move on to other ones, of course, but the last one of the Seasons of the Witch is in-bulk. So I'm a winter baby, and for some reason, there haven't been a lot of things that have made me appreciate or be excited about being a winter baby. Because like the pools are closed and like you can't really go outside. It's always wet and rainy here. So this particular deck has kind of opened my eyes to like just, I don't know, winter time a little bit and just the turning into spring season. I'm shocked I love this deck as much as I do. So you can see blue is the color theme for this one. The sides of the cards are beautiful foil. I really dig it, actually. Blue's not my favorite color at all, especially this like true blue. So I was like, why do I love this so much? Here is our guidebook. Same kind of thing. Again, we have colored photos here, description of each card and how you would want to use it for your reading. But then we have in-bulk spreads, which is cool. So we have the interview of the deck, in-bulk cross. Let me find some other ones. Coming of Spring spread here. This one is the Rosemary's Bread spread. We have Sacred Space. So lots of cool stuff. And they're very different from the other ones that I showed you before with totally different questions that apply to each season. Let me show you the actual cards themselves. This one's 26% off, so $18.46. So I guess you can get all of these, like all four of these for under $100. And I know that's a lot, but that'd be kind of cool to get all of them. I wonder if they'll have like a whole set of the Seasons of the Witch Oracle cards so you can just get all 8 of them. Anyway, that's a future Katie problem. All right, so we have Peppermint. Same thing again, where you'll get a little blurb on the very bottom here. So we have Dawn. It says, slow it down. Move slower still. What a good card for all of us, right? Let me find some other cards here. We have Devotional. And you can see it's a little brighter, but there's a lot of blue, purple, white, yellow. Really, really pretty. Really magical. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is magical in itself, but just like all the beautiful, snowy, glistening, stunning illustrations. It's like, I wished it snowed more up here. But something like this card is very representative of like the Pacific Northwest. And I'm like, wow, that's really cute. We have Milk Moon. And I'll do one more here. House Mouse. Super cute. So totally love these. This is a really cool Oracle deck. All of the Oracle decks for Seasons of the Witch have similar art styles. They have specific themes that are associated with each holiday. And it's a lot of fun to just have them all. Oh no, I have them all upside down. So you can see that here are Seasons of the Witch cards. If you're interested, make sure to check them out over on Amazon. And I do not own some of the other ones. Like there's a Yule deck. I think there's Lammas. And there's, I think, one more that I do not own yet that just got released this year. So check those out. You can click through on the carousel and find those. All right, so let me talk about a book first before we move on to some more Oracle decks. If you like learning about history, if you're an anthropology nerd, or even kind of like religious studies would be an interesting, probably would apply to this too. So we have Pagans. This is a cool book. It's nonfiction. It's by Ethan Doyle White, and it is the visual culture of pagan myths, legends, and rituals. He's done a fantastic job tying a lot of practices from all around the world. So it's very multicultural. It's not just Eurocentric, which I super appreciate. And it talks about the word pagan. It's always thrown around. It's just a very ambiguous term that we had our ancient Christian ancestors would be like, everything is a pagan. Anyway, if they weren't Christian. So you get to learn more about that. There's some visuals here, lots of beautiful photos, illustrations, statues, architecture, all kinds of stuff that'll give you more than just reading a boring history book. So here's the table of contents real fast. I might have to drink more coffee. I apologize. Here we go. I also like the fonts that they use. Here we have Ancient Ways for our first chapter, which includes a list of goddesses and gods, myths, legends, and what does this say? Numinous nature. Ritual is our second chapter, which is sacred sites, witchcraft, oracles, and divination. And then lastly, we have community. So festivals, embodied faith, and journeyfying. Anyway, very cool book. I really love it, and I can't wait to actually finish it. It's been really fun to kind of read little snippets throughout the year. So if you are somebody who is interested in pagan history, world religion, this would be a really fun book to pick up and study from. So this is 38% off, $21.68 today. Very cool. All right. So speaking of goddesses and gods, I do have a couple oracle decks. Let me find one that I would like to go over. I haven't shown this one in a while. It is called the Women of Myth. It's the oracle deck. I like this one. So this one's fun because you can actually, it's a great oracle deck for single card pulls. So if you have a question you want to ask, you can actually get an answer from a heroine, a goddess, or even a monster from mythology, which is really fun. So let's go into this. Here is our guidebook. I love the art. So pretty. So we get a full colored photo here and a brief explanation of the card. So it says her story. So if you are curious about the card and who is speaking to you, you get to learn about them, and then you can do further research. Next is card meaning, and then her advice is the last bit of it. Another thing you'll notice is the cards on the outside have different colors. So this is like a purpley color. There's gold. And then I think there's like a teal green color. So the green color is the monsters. We have heroines here, and then gold is goddesses. So all of those are mixed together. You can, if you wanted to, you can actually separate it. You could be like, I don't want anybody else's advice except for goddesses. You could do that if you wanted to separate everything, but I like having everybody contribute their opinion. So here is our card. Here are our cards. We have Oya from Yoruba myth, goddess of transformation. She is one of my favorites, actually, from all mythology. We have the Baba Yaga. I love this card. She looks so happy and cheerful, but she's a monster technically. Her representation is the burden. She doesn't look like it, though. She looks like she's having the time of her life. Mami Wata. I think she is also technically a Yoruban goddess. I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me. Kitsune, a technically monster from Japanese mythology. Freya from Norse mythology. Arawello. I've never heard of this person before, so this would be one of those opportunities where I'm like, I want to go research them. So I do single card pulls, and I'll ask a question like, what kind of messages do I need to receive today? And then I do my pull, and maybe Mulan comes up, which would be awesome. She is the secret keeper. So then I learn more about what Mulan thinks, what the card means, and the history of Mulan. Like, where does Mulan show up? Maeve. Let me show you a few more of these before we move on to our next thing. I do have something else associated with this deck that I want to show you all before we finish up. Morgan Le Fay, awesome card. We have the Vietnamese heroine from, I don't know if it's strictly mythology. I think it might be even potentially based in reality too. Isis from Egyptian mythology, Kali from Indian, Ishtar. So lots of amazing goddesses, heroines, monsters. I do love everything, but the monsters in this, I don't think I showed enough monsters, but here's one. Like, these are great cards. They're spooky and fun, and the monsters most of the time look like they're having a good old time. Here, let me show you something that's also really cool that you can get with this Oracle deck. So this Oracle deck is right now 1848. So if you, let me get my carousel up here and show you, I have the Women of Myth book as okay, good. I did grab it. I was like, oh, no, I didn't grab it. Anyway, so here is the Women of Myth book. So you can get both of these, and it's actually under $30 right now. Oh no, it's a little over $30 by like a few cents. But you can get this Women of Myth, which is the same artist. You get full color photos for some of the stories. But if you are curious about the actual myths behind all of the goddesses, the heroines, the monsters, you totally can. So it talks about our pronunciation, also known in different names. So lots of gods or heroines and monsters are in different names from different regions, like they can be global. Here we have an overview of what each character is and what their stories are. And you can actually get a longer version of it, which I personally love, side by side. I'm thinking of the Trung sisters. Okay, so kind of that's what I was talking about earlier. Anyway, that's for another time. So lots of cool stuff, beautiful art in here, great information, very multicultural. Like, there's a lot of representation for all over the world, which is so, so cool, and different periods of history, which is another really cool thing. And if you read through this, you'll find like connections between, all of these different gods and heroines and like, mashups, which is really fun to learn about. So, and I love Pesta, by the way, one of my favorite monsters. So we have Women of Myth, same people. This is a great pair to have together. 32% off today. So it's $12.30. I really dig it. All right. So the next thing I want to share with you, I forgot to grab the book that's associated with it, but I have the Tarot, or Yoshi Yoshitani's Tarot of the Divine. It's 40% off today. Holy moly. So $11.95. This does, if you click through the link, there is a book that is associated with this as well. That's the same kind of deal as something I just showed you, or the myth book that I showed you just a second ago. They have more comprehensive and fully laid out stories of each of the myths. So the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani is a bunch of stories and myths from all around the world. And this is a tarot deck. You'll see listed in the book like what the myth's name is and where it's from, and then a small tiny blurb about the story itself, and then an upright reversed and a reversed meaning. So if you wanted the full myth, and that's more than just gods and stuff, it's like stories, you can get the book that Yoshi Yoshitani wrote called Beneath the Moon, and it's great. If you just like want to learn about the stories, it's a lot of fun. So let me show you the actual tarot card deck first. We have beautiful teal cards. I love these, and the quality of these cards are really great. So it's like a canvas. I know it's like nails on a chalkboard. Anyway, you can kind of see the texture, I think. So it's definitely this really high quality canvas paper, and I really dig it. Here is what the art looks like. We have the devil. I love this card. It's so pretty. The snake is so cool. We have the emperor, the Four of Wands. So pretty. Everything's really vibrant, very colorful. Of course, the moon. That was the cover. We have the lovers, Beauty and the Beast. Isn't it cute? The star, How is it that I have all of the major arcana right here? I've used this deck so many times. That's crazy when that happens, when everything's kind of like all in order. Anyway, we have the 2 of Swords, the 5 of Swords. Let's see. Don't want to show too many major arcana cards. We have the Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, and then lastly, we have the King of Wands. Lots of really cool stories in here. Like, there's a lot of obscure stories that I learned through using this deck. It would actually be a really fun reading to do. Not just, if you're not wanting to do something that's personal growth, like self-help, like you can actually do something like, what new story should I learn about today? And you can draw a card and see if it is something new, and then read about it, or even find the story and, be like, hey, I learned something new today about, this really cool story. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. This is the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani. It's got stunning art, and there's a really beautiful book that you can grab for the myth itself, if that's something that you're interested in as well. All right, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. And then we're going to move on to another Oracle deck that I personally like. Oh no, is it sold out? I swear it was not sold out. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a really cool Oracle deck. It is the Citadel, a fantasy Oracle. So if you're a writer and somebody that loves Oracle decks, this might be something that you would be super interested in. It's a helpful guide for writers, or even if you do make D&D campaigns, GURPS, or any sort of role playing. This is very fun. So it's not just for it's not just for tarot readings. It's for all kinds of stuff. And there's some cool tools in here. Huge guidebook, by the way. There's a full page photo for every single one of the cards. But here's an example. We have the Archer. The first paragraph kind of sets a scene. So what you can do is you can draw cards and maybe think like, hey, I want to do like a really quick writing prompt for like Nano, and be like, who should my main character be? And you draw the Archer, and it sets a scene. It says, slender fingers trailed the fletching of an arrow and knock it on the bowstring. Sorry, my reading is really horrible today. Others training with their bows loose early, eager to prove themselves, but the archer knows the value of their own judgment and takes their time. A deep inhale, a held breath, a moment to aim. The arrow whistles through the air and strikes its target across the training ground. The archer always knows exactly what they're shooting for. So that's the beginning. So you can just do a lot of cool stuff. Like, I'm going to try to write a story with different characters in here, because all of the cards are different kinds of characters. We have the tailor, we have the gambler. And then we have, after that, setting the scene, there is a upright and reversal reading for these oracle cards. So if you are trying to do some work or ask questions, it also applies to that. One thing I've done with this particular oracle deck that is really, really fun is you can create your own citadel. So you can create your own court, your own academy, your own crowd, and your own troop, and you can combine it all together. You can also have a sword and shield spread, or you can have these separate too. You don't need to do this enormous reading, but I did because I just really wanted to. And you can do, what else? There's the sword and shield, but there's the gates to the citadel and the castle. So you can make a whole scene if you wanted to, so it can apply to yourself or it can apply to an actual story. So let me show you the cards, because it is really cool, and then we'll move on. We have the puppeteer. Sorry. So on the very bottom, if you just want to do a big reading, there's little notes on the bottom. It says explanations, apologies. The witch, shiny cards. So all of them have beautiful, it's like, I don't want to say it's gold. I think it's more of a rose gold foil. They're really cool. And Fez Inkwright has a book you should check out if you do like the art style. They just released a book called, I think it's like Poison Botanicals. The same kind of deal where they've got art throughout the book, very similar, but it's all about poisonous plants. We have the sailor. You can kind of see the fish there, the king, and I'll do two more. The catalyst and the storyteller. So there's a lot of cool ideas in here. You know, I get really inspired by this particular Oracle deck because there's just so many characters you can find. And like, I've never written a story about a storyteller. So that's kind of a fun idea and concept. So check out the Citadel. If you're a writer, if you like making D&D campaigns, if you like Oracle decks, if you like characters, this is a really cool one. All right. So the next one I want to share with you guys is, and I have to put this away, I apologize. It's been a huge mess on my desk. There you go. Okay, I'm wondering if I added this. Maybe I didn't. I was going to go over the D&D Oracle deck, or sorry, not Oracle deck, Tarot deck, but I think I missed it. That might have been the one that I was missing. I always mix that one up with the Tarot of the Divine just because the covers look kind of similar. Let's look at the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. This one, it's right here. This is by Stacey DeMarco, who does a really good job with writing out different explanations for their oracle cards. So I have this oracle deck, and I also have her Halloween oracle deck. So she's done a great job like exploring the history of certain things and symbols and Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry. Apparently my Wi-Fi is going. No. Hopefully I don't die in the Wi-Fi realm. If I do, I apologize, and I'll try to go live a little later. Maybe something's going on with the neighborhood because that's been happening. All the remodels. Anyway, so Deep, Dark, Dangerous Oracle. What was I saying? Oh yeah, here is the guidebook. Small, tiny photo here. It is colored. We have the story of the vampire. We have a basic history, like where do vampires come from? We have plant companion right here, crystal companion. So if that's something you're looking for to enhance your magical experience, they provide that. Very cool and a very comprehensive explanation, and it talks about the duality of each thing because not everything is purely evil or purely good. So that's something that's really cool in this book. This is a oracle deck specifically for shadow work, if you're familiar with that. I love the back of the cards. They're really cool, and they have a red foil on the side. Super snazzy. Let me show you what these actually look like. Stacey DeMarco is kind of like, she has a particular style. She does a lot of mixed media, so blends like photography and illustrations together. And for some people, that might be really, really cool. For others, it might not be their jam. But she does a pretty interesting job here, or at least recreating some of these monsters or mythological figures and bringing them to life and making them look a little more real, which is really strange in some cases. So we have, and some of these I cannot pronounce. I apologize. Apuch. We have Circe, a dragon. Love that. So pretty. This is Shadow. There's also the Selkie. Sybil. And you'll see here on the top of the Oracle deck, so this is the title, but above it says Foresight. So that's kind of what the card is about, just very vaguely. So if you're trying to do a giant card read, it's really handy. Vampire means hunger. Of course it does. Harpy is chaos. And I'll do two more here. We have Cerberus, which means guardians. I love them. They're so cute. And then we also have a Kelpie. So like I said, Kelpies in mythology are just strange, but she's brought them to life, which still makes it ever stranger, but I kind of dig it. So this means waning. All right, so that is an interesting. Oh, I want to show my favorite one. We have the Kraken. This is my favorite card in the entire deck. It's just such a cool concept. So if you are looking for a Oracle deck that does a lot of shadow work and a lot of asks a lot of introspective questions and has you think about things in just a different way, I highly recommend Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. Stacey DeMarco is a fantastic writer, and I don't know what you would consider Stacey DeMarco. Oh, metaphysicists. That's right. Pagan practitioner. I really dig her. She's really fun. So check that out. All right. The next one I want to share with you today, it's a book. So if you aren't familiar with just practicing, if you're not a practicing witch, that's totally fine. No shame. But this book is really fun if you are somebody that's tried to practice or you're trying to like get more into the community. This is called The Witching Year. This is by Diana Helmuth. This is basically like she's brave and she's published almost like her journal of what it was like to practice witchcraft every single like day, week, and what things she did try. So what it says is 360 days, 366 days of observation, trial, error, wit, and back spasms. Witches today are often presented as confident and finished, proud and powerful, and Diana is eager to join them. She's kind of a noob and she wants to try to follow all the rules, but there's like so many in the world of like witchcraft, Wicca, etc. So she's realizing she's going to have to define what the craft looks like herself. And this book is her journey of doing that, which is really fun. There's a lot of weird things she runs into, things that she really identified with and resonated with, but then other things she's like, no, that's not for me. So that's a cool thing with this book because it's nice to know maybe you're not alone in like, I don't really dig that. That's not my thing. And that's totally okay. So check out The Witching Year. It's a really fun book. It's a memoir. I personally really enjoy it. It's just, there's a lot of fun things and I laugh. There's moments of like feeling, a little heartache, but I highly recommend it. It's called The Witching Year. It's by Diana Helmuth. It's only $14.62 today. It is 48% off, and it's quite a read. I think it took like a couple days for me to read this, not too long. So it's a good book. So the next Oracle deck I would like to share with you is one that I think a lot of people probably don't know about because it's from a small artist who I follow. I love their art. It's the Laputan Oracle. I hope I said that correctly. I think she's an Italian artist, and I love their stuff. Just a forewarning, there is quite a bit of nudity, so I have to filter out some of these cards for you. But her art is stunning. It's beautiful, and she does provide one Oracle or a reading, a spread. Let me try to find it, which was actually kind of fun. It's called The Spiral of Knowledge. I liked the questions that they were asking. But one thing that's really cool about this particular Oracle deck is that it's multilingual. So we have Spanish, I think French in here, Italian. So if you speak multiple languages or somebody that might only speak Italian or Spanish, it has everything in here. And there's not a ton of cards. There's like maybe 30-ish cards, 36 cards in here. So let me show you a few. Here's what the back of the cards look like. Really pretty. I love the castle and the moon. There's no name for the cards on the cards themselves. They are in the guidebook. So this one is number 33. Her art is kind of like this pastel, kind of dark. She has these characters that pop up quite a bit, like this wolf and lady. I love this. Number 20. 23. Here's her two characters, like a wolf and a person or a girl. We have 24. Just beautiful art. I think it's done with watercolor. Another cute little witch girl and a fox/wolf. Super cute. Number 19. Filter. Told you. Here's number 8. And number 34. And number 36. So I love supporting small artists. I think it's super important, especially now. And I love her art style. So definitely check out her Instagram. This is the Laputin Oracle. Let me see if I can find one more to show you. And then we will move on. Here we go. Super cute. Very just like a dark fantasy, but I love the pastel colors that are used that are muted. It's not super extreme and it's just really lovely. So I highly recommend the Laputin Oracle deck. It's really cool. There's 36 cards total with stunning art. So if you're looking for a unique gift even for somebody and to support a small artist, I would recommend grabbing this one. I love it. All right. So the next one I want to share with you is spring oriented. It's the Magical Botanical. This also has really unique art. I just stumbled across it. I was like, that is cool. So this is very unique. It has a huge guidebook. It's by Maxine Miller, and I think Christopher Penczak does the illustrations. It says plants from the witch's garden. Here is how enormous this guidebook is, right? So, and I think there's only 30-ish cards in here. Let me see. I think I just passed one. Yeah, there's not a ton of cards, but there's a lot of information about each plant, like kind of the history of each plant. So like the willow, it says the magical meaning, plant, spirit, medicine, divination meaning, and the reversed divination meaning. We have let me see if I can find it. Just turn the page. I don't think it's letting me. We have the planets that are associated with it, the Latin names, and the elements that are associated with it as well. You can see the beautiful illustration for every single one. And the cards even have all of the different element representations here, which is cool. The symbols, the alchemical symbols. And then in the very beginning, let me see, we have a table of contents and we have like extra information on how to utilize this particular book. How to work with these cards is in the back. And I think there are some particular spreads here that are associated with it, like, yes, and are perfect for this theme. So this one is the stars of the earth, which is our astrology, which is very fun and interesting. So all 13 of these cards have a certain representation. Anyway, let's look at the cards themselves. It's a cool oracle deck. It's very unique. I haven't seen really anything like it. Here are what the cards look like from the back. And we also have a color photo or illustration of that particular same thing, but we'll find it. Here we have Poppy. There is some nudity in this particular deck too, so just be aware. Here is that color one that I was talking about, the Witch's Garden. Super cute. We have Oak. So one thing that's cool about this deck too is like the symbols and the illustrations and the themes in each card are actually representative of the area each plant is originated from. So here you can see all the beautiful things associated with you, including our elements too. This one is Ivy. So some cards have people, some cards do not, and some cards have just faces, and some cards have full body photos. Some have just elements or animals. I need to find a card to show you because everything that I've pulled is not appropriate. Here we have Willow, more up close. We have Wormwood. Oh, I can't show that one. Darn. Thistle. We have Helboris or Hellbor. Some of these plants, honestly, I'm not familiar with. So it's a cool deck to learn about different things and history about each plant. Wolfsbane. This one I've never heard of. It says, "You will be my death," and it's Conium maculatum. I've never heard of this before. I'd love to hear if somebody actually does know what this is. I was like, what plant is that? That's so cool. We have a dragon tree. Love that card. Super pretty. I want to find the bee. I love the sunflower. Sunflower is my favorite one. So cute. Anyway, so you can kind of get the gist of how this particular Oracle deck is. It's very perfect for springtime. I really enjoy using it currently. It has been really enlightening, and it's got this massive guidebook that's super helpful and really fun. And also just be careful. Like, always talk to a doctor before trying to do any sort of self-medication. Like, go to a doctor. Okay, so the next one I want to share, something totally different, but it's really cute. It is the Kawaii Oracle or tarot card deck. This is $24.99. I love this tarot card deck, and it's like my favorite. If you're feeling down or a little sad, or you're just like, I don't want a serious, tarot reading. If you're just like not, you want to do one, but you're like, I don't want the cards to just slap me in the face with reality. I just want a soft tarot card deck. This is perfect. So here are the cards. I'm going to show you quite a few of these because they're so cute. We have the Two of Coins. They have cute animals on every single card. I think, there's a ton of different animals that they talk about. So if you're familiar, the sword suit is just the worst ever. So I love how they've made even all of the cards for the sword suit really cute. It still represents the card, but in a low-key way. So I'm really happy about it. We have the Lovers. Look at how cute it is. The Fool. So I love this. This is like one of my favorite ones. I use it often because it's just precious and it makes me happy. Like, even if the answers are kind of like, things could be better, I'm like, yeah, they could, but look at how cute these cards are. I really dig it. Here's a swords card. You can see like the 10 of swords. They're all being technically stabbed by a knife, but they're all cute little cupcakes. Anyway, here's some more. Strength, cute. Few more. The Chariot. The Hanged Man, cute little owl. I'm actually shocked it's not a bat, but we do have a bat card. We have Death. Poor Mammoth. And Five of Cups. Five of Wands. So if you are looking for something that's really cute, I recommend this. And honestly, this one was really fun to do with my niece. So she's, turning 9, and it was really fun to do this particular tarot card deck because it's all these adorable animals. There's only upright reading, so it's perfect for somebody that is just learning how to do tarot cards. Everything, again, is like low key. So for instance, like when you draw the Three of Wands, it says you have been successful, but there are still more challenges to come. There's also the potential of finding a partner who can help you achieve the kind of success you have long dreamed for. So just really short, sweet explanations for all the cards, and it gets you thinking on your own as well without telling you how to feel. It's a great, great deck. And there's some games you can actually use with this particular Oracle deck and astrology meanings. It's fun. It might have cute things. The booklet might be small, but it's got a powerful punch because those adorable chunky animals and just some of the cool things in the guidebook too. And using it as a game would be really, really fun. So this one's great for kids, adults alike. It's a fantastic tarot card deck and wonderful for beginners. Honestly, it's really cool. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you today is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Oracle deck. Oh, sorry, it's a tarot card deck. So this I wanted to share with you because I also would like you guys to check out Inside Editions and let me know which ones you enjoy. Inside Editions does a great job combining my brain just died. Sorry. I might need some more coffee. So it combines lots of cool pop culture stuff and tarot / oracle to, it combines them. So Buffy, I grew up with Buffy. I read the Buffy comics. I had to get this Buffy tarot card deck. And they have other ones. They have Hocus Pocus. They have a horror, just a general horror oracle deck or tarot card deck. I believe they have Star Trek. I mean, they have a ton of things. Alice in Wonderland. So if you love pop culture and tarot, that would be a fun place to go. Or if you know people that love tarot and a certain pop culture, maybe it's Marvel heroes, this would be a great gift option for your loved ones, just because it's an item that people will probably use if you know that they do actually do tarot readings or oracle readings. So this is just a really cool gift idea. You could put it on hold or whatever. Put it on a saved tab inside editions. Anyway, rambling done. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look at the back of the cards. Everything is vibrant, bright, pink, purple. Exactly what Buffy would want. I love the inside too. It reminds me of Willow. Anyway, we have Page of Stakes. So some of the suits are changed depending on just some of them haven't changed. I think Pentacles is the same. Of course, there's stakes. There's chalices. So that stayed the same. And then we also have scythes, which is different. A lot of these scenes, so I just saw that Buffy, I think, is on Hulu right now. I'm pretty sure. And I'm like, man, it's been a minute since I've watched Buffy. I think it's been almost a decade. So I do recognize some of these scenes on these cards, but I can't place them sometimes. So I do know that some of these cards are actually illustrated, or there are scenes from the show that they take. So I love that. We have Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Chalices. There's some characters in here like, big bads from a couple of episodes that, you might forget about that are featured on some of these cards, which is really cool too. Lots of nostalgia on these, in this. Scythes. Let's see. I'll do a few more. We have the Devil. And I'll show you. Oh, I forgot. I need to show you the guidebook too. More stakes. Whoops. Okay, that one's gone. Of course, the Fool. Poor. And the Magician. Great card. And here we go. More chalices. The 5 of chalices. So let me show you what the cards actually, the guidebook. Here, we have a smaller colored photo here, an upright and reversed reading for the minor suit. But the major arcana, we have a full color illustration, and we have a small overview of what the card actually means, and then the upright reverse reading. And in the very back, and this applies to all Insight Editions oracle cards and tarot cards, they have different spreads that are associated with whatever pop culture thing you're looking at. So it says, "Nice to meet you." Classic. We have Prophecy Girl. There's also A World Without Shrimp. So lots of cool stuff in this particular deck. I love Buffy, so of course I had to get it. So if you also love Buffy, I highly recommend checking out the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot card deck. It is so much fun, and I'm a huge Buffy fan, so I'm excited that I have it, but I wanted to share it with all of you. I'm going to put this away, and then we're going to look at, I think, a few more. And by the way, those of you that have been tuning in today, thank you so much. It means a whole lot. If you don't feel shy, make sure to comment and let me know where you're watching from. What kind of oracle decks or tarot card decks do you own, or what are you looking for? I'm really picky with my oracle and tarot card decks personally. So I don't have like a ton, but I know the feels. So sometimes you're looking for the perfect thing, and it takes a long time to get that. Hey, Rome, I didn't know you were a Buffy fan too. I hope you got to see some of those cards because they are really cool. Awesome. It's good to know we have something in common, tech and Buffy. That's awesome. Rome, make sure to put your link in the description below because your tech stuff is really amazing. Y'all need to go follow Rome over here on Amazon Live if you want to learn some tech tips or find some cool new tech tools as well. Rome is super, super helpful. So yeah, make sure to put your link in there so people can follow you too. All right, so I'm going to move on to, the Oracle, the Wilder things, or the Wilder ones. I'm thinking of the book Wild Things, I think, or Where the Wild Things Are. Where did it go? Oh, there, it's right in front of me. Anyway, so here we have the Oracle of the Wilder ones. This one just happened to just fall on my doorstep. I did not order it. Carrie says she didn't order it. It just happened. It's magical, just like the fairies and the Wilder ones. So it's fun. I like this one because it's really, it doesn't tell you how to feel or what to do. You get to decide what this card is actually telling you. And there's like a loose guidebook here. It's really fun, not huge, as you can see. You'll see here, there's some symbols listed and small little like things, symbols of what it's supposed to be. So like the hat, if you see a hat on any of these cards, it means raising vibrations, connecting or connection to the creator magic. So let's look at what we're kind of getting at. So I tend to use this particular deck for single card draws. I actually did do a one pretty recently. So here is a great example. We have this cool card. There's a blurb down here, which is just an extra explanation. Like if you're looking at it and there's some symbols there and you're like, I don't know what this means. Here you can read below. It says, be kind to yourself and everyone you meet today. The people I meet are a reflection of my shining soul. So what you would do is you would look at everything in here. He's wearing a pointy hat. He's looking at you. There's animals galore. I see a lot of yellow / orange and blue colors in here. So then you'd go here into this guidebook and you would kind of dissect it a little bit and then connect it back together. So we talked about the pointy hat earlier, the representations of that. There's things on like the figure looking right ahead at you. So that means time is not quite right. Pause, and where relevant, gather more information. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here where you can make that interpretation yourself and connect certain things. So I personally like that. It makes you think about your problem that you're having and how you might be able to solve it without the cards telling you how to do that. You actually have to do the work a little. So I like it. Here are some more cards. The illustrations I think are done in, sorry for knocking that, a color pencil, bright color pencil, I'm pretty sure, or it's a mix of color pencil and gouache. Stunning illustrations, very unique, really playful too, which is just different. This is just really a different Oracle deck, something I haven't really seen a ton of. Yeah, this is I love the cover art too, Rome. It's really, really pretty. I don't know. This is not an Oracle deck I would have gravitated to, and I would probably not have ordered. But then when I started using it, I was like, this is really fun. It's really cool. And it's like if you're doing a lot of inner child work, I know that's kind of a big thing right now, is like connecting to your inner child. This Oracle deck is very helpful for that. So definitely check this one out if that's something that interests you, or you love the artwork, or you like just kind of having a more open-ended message back or interpretation of the cards. This is a really helpful Oracle deck. So that is the Oracle of the Wilder ones. Check that out. And then I have room for one more Oracle deck, and I got to find it. So bear with me here as I try to find things. Make sure to look through the carousel because there are a few things that I haven't gotten to today that I would love. A book here. Actually, let's go through this book first, and then we will be ending today. And thank you again for those of you that have joined. Make sure to follow, subscribe over on Amazon Live or our socials, which is listed down here at Dark Side of the Library. We'd love to see you. I'm going to go over Magica real fast. I just have to find it in my carousel. This is $20. This is really cool if you are somebody that's just kind of dabbling in the idea of the craft. It's really fun because it goes over just the basic, it's an overview of basic things. So we have, let me just share what this means. My brain is dying. I apologize. Okay, so here's our table of contents. There's beautiful illustrations throughout. But it talks about things like how to set up a magical space. And you don't have to do all of these things, by the way. Like everybody's practice looks totally different. You don't need to do everything. Just do what you want. Like that's the beauty of it. So we talk about candles, the magic of candles, colors, numbers. We have plants. So what their magical properties are, even how to, take care of your plants, medicinal properties as well. Be careful though. There are, so plants is actually quite a bit of this book, but there's also crystals, there's palm reading. So as you can see, they just give you a basic overview of different things, and you might latch onto one. Like you might really latch onto angels and archangel numbers, and then you can do your own deep dive and find maybe a book that specializes in that. But this book just talks about, all the cool other, just everything. So we have Beltane coming up. So we have the maypole here, how to get that sorted. We have Beltane traditions all listed out. You can, again, do separate research. There's even recipes you can make, crafts you can do that are suggestions throughout this book for different holidays. If you want to practice, again, you do not have to. So they talk about things like Ostara just happened. So here's some history of Ostara and some meals and things you can do if you want to celebrate. We have our astrology bits in here. So we have the moon signs, rising, sun signs throughout this book too. And it just goes over a very, very basic overview of each thing. Here we have tarot. So if you're interested in tarot and you want to deep dive and figure out what each card in a traditional tarot card deck is supposed to mean, just in general, not necessarily, it's just, again, general overview, you can do that. And another thing, tarot takes up a lot of time because there's a ton of cards. There are also Ouija boards, how to do that if that's something that you're interested in, tea readings. So as you can see, this is a cool book. If you're just starting out, or honestly, I like, there's things in here that I've like, I don't know, that I knew about when I was a kid, or I was more interested in. And then I just kind of, I don't know, memory. My brain was like, I don't find that important anymore. Now that I'm reading this as an adult, I'm like, oh man, this is really, really cool. Like I like some of these rituals in here, spell jars, stuff like that, which has been a great platform for me to like go and explore other things too. So I highly recommend Magica. It's a great book. It's really fun. Great for beginners. And I love the illustrations. It just makes it a more compelling read. So this is by Carlota Santos, which you can find her on Instagram. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into this live stream again. Whoops. Make sure to follow us here on Amazon Live if you do like witchy stuff, dark reads. We do have a dark book podcast where we go over gothic and horror reads. So we'd love to see you over there. We talk about Halloween stuff, especially when Halloween is ramping up. So if that's your vibe, make sure to follow us over on your favorite place, YouTube, Facebook, and Amazon Live. Thank you again, and we will see you next time. Have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you in the next live stream.